Hey, my loves, welcome back to another week of Soulful Sundays with Madge. If you are new to this channel, my name is Madge, and I want to thank you all for supporting the channel. I want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey as we discuss challenges that come up, thoughts that come up in our lives, and just how our perspective can help us to overcome so many obstacles that we face day to day. And as always, if you like what you receive, feel free to hit that like button. You can ring the bell to subscribe to the channel. This way, each week when I upload, you will receive notification. Leave a comment below. And always know if you have any questions, you can always email me at askmadge18@gmail.com. So, I'm going to get comfortable and we're going to get into this week's topic. So the title for this week is What's Driving You? So here's the story, y'all. So I was laying in bed one day this week, maybe Monday or Tuesday morning. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And I swear it was like God whispered in my ear and he was like, Madge, what's driving you? And then I heard, write it and make it plain. So I immediately rolled over in my sleep, grabbed my cell phone, went to my notes, went to my folder, and I just wrote down what's driving you, Bible verse, write it and make it plain. Because I knew that somewhere in the Bible, write it and make it plain was going to show up, and that was going to be the theme into what we were going to discuss this week. So when I went to go do my research on where write it and make it plain is located in the Bible and what it's about, God led me to Habakkuk. And so Habakkuk is a story in the Bible, and it's he was one of 12 minor prophets of the Hebrew Bible. And so the book of the Bible, Habakkuk, is named after this particular prophet. So the cool thing I'm just gonna say about God is God literally led me to this particular book to perform my own research for this message. But what I love about God is God truly gives us what he knows we can handle. So Habakkuk literally has 3 chapters. So I am going to explain what I got from this message, and I'm going to shorten it to like 15 minutes. I'm going to take 3 chapters. I'm going to break this down in 15 minutes so I can give us a good message for writing it and making it plain, y'all. So literally, let me just kind of tell you the backstory of Habakkuk. So Habakkuk is literally crying out to God. He's crying out to God about the world. He's literally like saying to God, how long shall I have to cry? Do you not hear me? Like, where are you at, God? Even when I cry out to you, there's still violence going on in this world. You're not saving people who are hurting. Why is there so many people that are profiting off people who are hurting and misusing people? And like, where are you at, God, in all this? Like, are you not hearing me, God? Are you not hearing my cries? Are you not hearing my wishes? Are you not hearing my desires? Like, where are you at? Why is it that I'm seeing people benefiting off the mistreatment of others? And he's literally like just crying out over the course of 2 chapters to God. And God is responding to Habakkuk. And one of the responses that God gives to Habakkuk is this. So this is Habakkuk 2. The Lord's response was, write the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end, and it will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come, and it will not delay. So, y'all, I am going to bring Habakkuk. I have my iPad, my notes. I'm going to bring Habakkuk to 2020, okay? How many times are we crying out? Well, we believe we're crying out to God, but we're crying out. We're on the phone with our girlfriends. We're talking to coworkers. We're talking to people about everything that's going on in the world. Why did this happen to this person? Where is God at? How could God take my loved ones from me? Or, God, where is my husband? Like, why am I not married yet? Why do I see so many other people living their best lives and getting married? Where are you at in this season? Or God, why is it that it seems like my children are troubled? Do you not hear me crying and praying for you to get down in this with me, for you to help me save my child's life? Like, where are you at in this? God, where are you at with me working so hard on the job, and I'm working hard to do my best, but it seems like everybody else is getting the promotion. Everybody else is getting ahead, but I'm not. And how many times do we do these things, right? And we talk about it to our friends. We talk about it to our family members. We complain about it. But let me ask you something. How many times do we go before the throne of God, our Creator? How many times do we go to God and we literally ask God to get down in this with us and to show us what is the promises? And y'all, I've been talking about this oddly for like the past couple weeks. What are the promises on my life, God? What is it that you will have for me to do in this season? Who am I, God? What is the work that I can do for the kingdom? Where do you see me going in life? What awaits me in 2021? What is it that I can do in 2021 that's going to be useful? That's going to benefit not only my life, my children's life, my children's children's life, that's going to benefit people out in the community? How can I be of service? Like, how many times do we really, truly go before our Heavenly Lord Father and ask God to speak a revelation into our lives? Because here is what I'm trying to get at you, and what I believe that God wants for us to know. Is that if God speaks a promise, if God gives us a revelation, one, it's in seed form. It's not the full picture. It's always going to be for an appointed time. It's going to come in an appointed time when we're ready for it. Because if God gives us something that we want and we're not ready for it, that blessing will look like a burden. It can come so soon or too soon that we're not ready for it. We may not even know that it happened. We might even miss it. But the point is this: it will not return void. But our job is to find out who we are. What are those promises? What are those revelations? And when God has truly given us something, we can write it down and we can know that it is going to happen. We can write down and ask God, this is what I want to show up in my life. Show me. Sometimes, y'all, I get in my prayer and I say, God, I'm going to grab my journal and my pen, and I want you to come over me. Your spirit come over me. Guide my hands. Tell me what it is that you will have for me to do in 2021. What do you see for me in 2021? You tell me. You tell me what the goal is, the goal on my life. Because I know that if you are telling me, if you are driving me, then that is what is going to lead me. That's what's going to drive me to keep going, because I'm going to know that your promise will come at a appointed time. And I love that in the text, in his response, he says that to us, y'all. The promise is that the revelation that God gives to us awaits an appointed time. And it speaks of the end. And what I love about that is this. A lot of times I feel like we give up on the promises that God has spoken into our lives, or the revelations, because the waiting is hard. The waiting makes us think, well, if it's going to come, why does it seem so hard? Why does it seem like I'm going, but I don't show any evidence of it happening? But a lot of times God has us waiting because he wants to check our heart posture. God wants to make sure that we're still going to be in it, even if we're looking around at our day-to-day conditions and it just seems as though things are not changing. What is your heart going to be in that? Is your heart going to just give up and just say, forget about it? Or are you going to say, God, even if I don't see it in 2021, I'm going to continue going. I'm going to continue allowing that promise that you spoke into my life to be my driving force. And I'm going to continue moving forward, onward and upward into that appointed time. Because God, you said in the text, though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and it will not delay. Because when that time comes, it is the right time. And it's going to mean so much. Y'all, I can remember my job, just to kind of give y'all something. I can remember I recently took a new position. And my old job, I was there for like almost 7 years. And I can remember working so hard and literally getting passed up by promotions. It was always like, well, you work remote or this or that. But it just seemed like it literally was like nothing that I could do was ever good enough, or there was always something why I was not able to get the promotion. And I can remember saying to God, you know what, God, where I'm at in this moment is where you want me to be. I have no idea why I have the qualifications that I have, why I have the knowledge that I have, why I know I'm working so hard. I know I got this, but for some reason, it's just like it's not meant for me to move up here. And so I can remember having the heart posture like, well, you know what, God, this is where you've placed me. So I'm going to continue to have a heart posture of showing up every day with a spirit of excellence, with a spirit of working diligently, with a spirit of knowing that this is where you called me to be, that there is something in this season for me, that it's something in this position for me, and this is where I need to be. And y'all, when we think like that, I can just remember like my kids were young. It literally did work for my family, me working remote. It was such a blessing. Like, even though I didn't have everything that I wanted, I had exactly what I needed for that appointed time. And then I can remember the shift. I had no idea that the shift that God was making in 2020, but God started making me so uncomfortable where I was at. And I can remember having the heart posture of just saying, okay, well, God, you know what? It seems like you're calling me out of this. So if you are, I'm going to surrender and I'm going to trust that you're telling me that my job here is done. But God, can I ask you to do something for me? Can I ask for you to show me, to lead me where you want me to go? And just like that, God literally led me. Everything that I did not have in that last season of 7 years, God still provided it for me. I got the titles that I was looking for. I got the fact that I'm doing new things. I'm learning new skills. But the most important part is I'm doing something totally different. But everything that I had done in those 7 years at the other job where it was like I just couldn't move up, it literally prepared me for this moment. It taught me so many useful skills that I was going to need for this appointed time. But I had to wait. I had to wait on the Lord. I had to wait on the Lord to remove me from that. But my heart posture was, I will still do a good job while I wait. So y'all, this is what I really just want to say is this. Let's try to work towards not going around complaining about everything that's not going right, or where is God in this with me? Just know that God is with us. God will never leave us. God will never forsake us. However, if it's something that we want in our lives, something that we want to change, something that we want to see happen, shifts that we want to see changed in our lives, write it and make it plain. Write it and make it plain and ask God if this is the vision. Ask your Creator if this is the vision. If this is what is that God will have for you. And if it is a promise, if it is a part of your alignment, a part of your journey, God will never return that promise void. But our job is to have a good heart posture and to truly wait on the Lord and to know that if He promised, it will not return void. So we have literally maybe like 2 weeks left in the year. Whether you see this video in 2020 or 2021, it's never too late to write down Write it down, write down the revelations, write down the promises, write down what you're looking to have show up in your life. Make it plain so that God knows and God will help you and God will see you through. And so that you will know as well what's going to be driving you. Because I come to realize that when we have those promises and those revelations spoken to our lives, that is what's going to enable us to continue going even when it gets challenging, even when there's obstacles in our lives. So I thank you so much for tuning in another week with me. And I want you to take care and I want you to be blessed. Bye.